Hey guys, what's going on? This is Pants R Dragon, and today we're doing the top 5 best champions for top lane in solo queue. Because you know we haven't done one since patch 5.9, and I just want to keep you guys updated on what champions are still good or what champions may not look good anymore. But hey, that was a while ago, so I should probably update this list by now, right? So yeah, and also there have been some new champions popping up in solo queue, some champions you might not even think would be in the top lane, and Leandri's has been buffed, which means Rumble gets buffed too. And with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so number 5 is going to be Riven. So Riven in solo queue is really strong just because if you know how to use her, you can easily outplay people and kill the enemy squishies with her. And in the laning phase, if she does get ahead, she is very snowbally because she does scale with AD ratios, right? So building offense also means building defensively because of her E, which gives her a shield. Also her mobility is really strong, so she can get away easily from enemies and chase them down too. This also means she can roam down from top lane to the middle lane and kill that middle laner. I mean, I've had that happen to me too, and it's kind of annoying. But it does work. And also, I gotta say this, every tier list, Riven is not an easy champion to play. You gotta know every matchup and know how to play them, and you also have to know which skill combo to use in certain situations. There's a reason why Riven mains are called Riven mains because she is a hard champion to play. Next up is gonna be Hecarim. So Hecarim is still really good. His home guard cheese was nerfed a bit, but that doesn't really matter because he only has it up when he has his teleport. And so, yeah, it's a very situational case. And in the laning phase, he's really good against melees because he can out-trade him with his Q and W. As his Q does have big base damage and it doesn't cancel his auto attack, as he can land an auto attack at the same time. But his strength in trading comes from the W, where it restores 20% of the damage dealt from his allies, including him. That's why it's like impossible to trade with him, along with him also being really hard to gank. I remember there was a nerf to his health regen and mana regen, and the reason why that doesn't really affect him too much is because, well, his first item is a flask. And what does that do? It restores health and mana. And at number 3 is going to be Rumble, and my good chum Agnew is going to tell you a few things about Rumble.
Hey guys, what's up? Aigey here, and I'm going to be going over some things for Rumble since he's one of the high tier champions this patch. So in this patch, Landry's got a pretty big buff, and Rumble being one of the meta champions at this current moment becomes even better. A lot of people suspected Rylai's being good on him again because of the recent buffs. However, in all honesty, if people weren't using it before, they're not going to be using it now. People were probably hyped about the Q having a potential 40% slow. However, that's not the case, and it only applies to 20% slow, since it's been tested, and with his ultimate and E combo already applying about a 35% slow, it's not really needed to buy Rylai's, as the stats to Rylai's weren't buffed. But let's talk about Rumble the champion itself, and first off his ultimate, probably the game-changing skill since it relies completely on how the Rumble player uses it, as it can be used in conjunction with someone else's initiation for massive wombo combo damage. Or, if the enemy is in the jungle, they basically lose since they have to walk through narrow passages. The best part about this ultimate is that its base damage is really strong, so even if Rumble falls behind in lane, he can always come back, get some levels, and has great synergy with Leandri's Torment along with his E, and can provide great zoning potential, especially if you can split the enemy team in half. Although of course a bad Rumble ult could be, well, not very impactful and a total dud, he also falls off late game as a top laner since he's not really a tank, he's a short range AP mage. Other than that, he's probably going to be really strong with the new buffed Leandri's Torment.
Fucking good work, Aggie. I couldn't have said it better myself, and so that deserves a round of applause.
Agnew, give it your stamp of approval.
But next at number 2 is going to be someone more OP than Futurama, and that's going to be Aurelia. Alright, so true damage, which scales really good into the mid game and can destroy squishies, just based off her levels. Kinda tanky because she has her R and W to restore her health, gets a huge power strike when she gets Eternity Force, and in my opinion the most broken thing about her is her Equilibrium Strike, a 2-second stun on an 8-second cooldown. And what other champion has that? Oh yeah, Twisted Fate, but he's kinda different since he's not really an assassin. He's just really good at making picks, while Aurelia can flash EU and basically kill you if you are squishy. And I think all she really needs is a Triforce to do that. And next up at the top of the food chain is going to be Ryze. Alright, so the nerfs to his W where now he can't perma-root anymore. Well, technically it's still there, but you have a short window now to get out of the chain of rune prisons. And they also nerfed the duration of how long he can stay supercharged to 5 seconds instead of 6. Well, actually 2.5, but you gotta put points in Q now to get it to 5. And they also reduced the stack duration so he won't hold on to his passive to zone the enemy potentially in lane. And that's going to be from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. And now here is probably where Riot fucked up. So when you're supercharged and you're casting a bunch of spells, instead of having a little cooldown cap where it goes to 0.25 seconds, it's now not even there, which means you can cast your spells faster, which also means your damage per second goes up. And they also buff Q's damage going from 185 to 200. And this is his main skill now that's going to harass enemy and do a bunch of damage. Since his combo is usually like WQ, EQ, R, you get the idea. It's a spell that'll always come in between your other spells. So yeah, in this patch he's probably a champion you don't want to see on the other team. So you want to ban him or pick him. Next up, we're going to be doing some auto mentions, and first up is going to be Nautilus. So first off, I was using him in the jungle, and then second off, people started using him in the support, and now we're seeing him in the top lane. And in the top lane, in this patch, he actually got nerfed kind of a bit, because they nerfed the damage on his E, so that's his main trading skill. But at the same time, he's still probably going to be used in the top lane. I think he's more of a support right now, but I do see him sometimes in the top lane, and I can see him being a really good tank if he comes out strong in the laning phase. I mean, he's got fuck tons of CC, and he also scales with levels better than any other tank. And his laning phase isn't that bad, especially if he against melees, because he can just press E, and his auto attack is more damaging than the regular auto attack because of his passive. But I still think he's going to be more of a support than a top lane right now. Next up is going to be Gnar, still a good pick. Everyone likes him when he gets Black Cleaver and he's ahead, but no one likes him when he's behind because, I don't know, he's not the best tank, as there are better tanks who scale better, like Maokai and Nautilus. But yeah, he's got a pretty good laning phase, and he becomes a pretty good tank in the mid game. Next up is going to be Shen. So sometimes I see him in the top lane, and it's kind of annoying when he's on the enemy team, because if you're trying to gank bottom or middle or even the jungler, he can just appear and basically give him a shield and save him, and then counter gank what you just caused. And so that's really annoying to think about, because you gotta think if Shen is in the game or not. Riot also gave him buffs recently, so that's a good thing. He now scales better into the mid game and late game. And what's really strong about him is his Shadow Dash. The buff helped where they reduced the energy cost of it when you put more ranks into it, so now it costs 80 energy instead of 100. But the true power comes from that it is a 1.5 second AoE taunt every 8 seconds and reduced with cooldown also. He can probably get 2 dashes in one team fight, so that's really good. But I will say that I do think he is a better support, and I'll talk about that in another video. And also, I feel like he gives a free lane to the enemy, as his laning phase isn't too great. And predictions of a sleeper OP champion is going to be Singed. So in this patch, Singed got his stats buffed by having his magic resist raised, the per level, and the base flat. And also, when you use your fling, it now roots for 2 seconds if you hit him in your glue. Although I don't know if Singed players actually do that a lot. And also Liandry's and Rise did get buffed this patch. But the main point he might be good right now is because of the free stats he received from that buff on his magic resist. Hey, I know what you guys are thinking, and you're probably wondering why there's a pink dildo in my face. Well, that's because it's actually my microphone. And anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Big thanks to Aigey for helping me out with this video. You can check out his channel right up there. And again, if you want to see another tier list, the AD carry tier list is going to be right up there. The next tier list is actually going to be jungle, and I might do support, but I'm not sure. But I think I might. Anyway, so thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys next time.
If your chick come close to me, she ain't going home when she supposed to be. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to be. I'm getting money like I'm supposed to be. Oh, all my niggas close to me, and all the mother niggas where they supposed to be. Oh, the hoes go.